Welcome back to Broken News, where reality takes a back seat and the absurd drives the bus. Broadcasting live from an unknown location and brought to you by the unofficial channel that makes inaccurate updates a lifestyle choice. I'm your unofficial speaker here to bring you the news you never knew you didn't need. Strap in, because tonight's story will have you questioning whether you should carry an umbrella or a barn door over your head. Our top story tonight: it's raining cows and donkeys. Yes, you heard that correctly. According to reports from an unofficial site so unreliable, it makes tabloids look like scientific journals. Livestock is literally falling from the sky in various regions around the world. An unreal source close to the situation claims this bizarre phenomenon started when a farmer somewhere in an unnamed village accidentally triggered a weather modification device that he thought was a newfangled scarecrow. From an unknown reporter who may or may not have been hallucinating, we've received accounts of bewildered pedestrians dodging mid-air bovines and airborne donkeys in what some are calling the most chaotic storm in recorded history. Witnesses described the scene as a cross between a barnyard escape and a meteor shower, with an added dash of mayhem. According to inaccurate updates, the cows seem to be falling with a graceful, almost majestic descent, while the donkeys, not to be outdone, are braying loudly and spinning like airborne pinwheels. One unlucky bystander, who wishes to remain anonymous because, well, who would want their name associated with this nonsense, claimed that she narrowly avoided a collision with a particularly hefty heifer only to be swatted by the tail of a plummeting donkey moments later. In an exclusive interview with an unofficial speaker, a weather expert from an unverified university that specializes in obscure and wholly unreliable meteorological phenomena, he posited that this strange event could be due to a reverse tornado effect, where instead of sucking things up, it spits them out. He explained, "What we're seeing here is a rare confluence of atmospheric conditions, where clouds are not just heavy with rain, but also with livestock. It's essentially a cloudburst with cows." When asked if this phenomenon is likely to continue, he shrugged and said, "I'm just making this up as I go along, but sure, why not?" Yesterday's news suggested that local farmers are planning to combat the situation by launching giant nets into the sky in hopes of catching their wayward livestock before they become street decorations. However, the real question remains: how did the cows and donkeys get up there in the first place? One theory from an unofficial channel involves a secret government experiment to create floating farms to address land shortages, which went horribly awry when the jetpacks strapped to the animals malfunctioned, sending them sky high. Another equally dubious source claims the animals are participating in an interspecies skydiving competition that nobody signed up for, but everyone's now a part of. Streaming live from an inaccurate analysis station located somewhere on a very unofficial map, our special correspondent on agricultural anomalies, Farmer Phil, weighed in. "Look, I've seen a lot of strange things in my day, but this takes the haystack. If it keeps up, I'm gonna need a roof made of reinforced steel and maybe a hard hat for the cows." When asked if there was any chance of this phenomenon spreading to other farm animals, Phil nodded gravely and said, "I'm worried about the chickens. Imagine a poultry downpour. Nobody's safe from an airborne rooster." From an unreal source that prefers to remain anonymous, and for good reason, there's even talk of insurance companies scrambling to create new policies covering livestock precipitation as homeowners demand compensation for roof damage caused by unexpected cow impacts. Local authorities, those who still believe any of this can be managed, have issued an unofficial advisory urging residents to remain indoors until the skies clear, or at least until the cows stop mooing and the donkeys stop braying overhead. They are currently debating whether to classify the event as an act of God, an act of nature, or an act of sheer ridiculousness. And there you have it, another wild, wacky, and utterly unbelievable update from your favorite unreal source of news. Tune in next time for more imaginary insights, questionable quotes, and fictional forecasts. Until then, keep your eyes on the sky, your umbrellas at the ready, and remember, if it's raining cats and dogs, you're lucky. If it's raining cows and donkeys, you're definitely tuning in to Broken News. I'm your unofficial speaker, reminding you that none of what you've heard tonight is remotely grounded in reality, but it sure makes for a good laugh. Good night, and stay safe out there, especially from above.